All right, she's back after her trip to L.A. She's Gail Pennington, TV critic with St. Louis Post-Dispatch and STLtoday.com. Good morning, Gail Pennington.
Good morning.
How was your trip?
It was great, except here I'm at home and I'm waiting for someone to serve me a lovely buffet breakfast.
Where are your men? Don't you have a parade of men coming in there?
If you came in studio, Gail, we have an omelet station here. No.
At Waffle Bar?
Yeah, well, we have everything but.
Yeah.
All
right, so this was what? This was what did you go to L.A. for?
Winter edition of the TV Critics Association press tours, what we call it, and we go out twice a year and we meet with all the networks and we hear about all their new stuff.
And so anything pique your interest?
There are a lot of really good mid-season shows coming that are interesting and cable-like that are going to be on broadcast networks.
So you're saying that broadcast networks have seen the light?
They're doing a lot of edgier stuff and limited run stuff that, the cable network started. That was like True Detective and Fargo.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing things that are maybe 10 episodes that are going to start in the next month or two and begin and end. I think that's a really good way to watch TV now, and it also totally lends itself to the way a lot of people like to wait till the show's over and then watch the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah.
They've tried to do this before, and they've actually put some pretty good edgier shows on, but for whatever reason, they haven't stuck with it, and they want more ratings, so they put 3 hours of The Bachelor on.
Well, the problem for the broadcast networks is that they have to be broad. They have to attract really big audiences, and they have to be a lot of ages and both men and women, or they're not going to succeed as a broadcast network.
Right.
Cable networks can appeal to a tiny little niche audience and get a lot of acclaim and awards.
Good point.
Which is why Mad Men has a fraction of the audience that The Bachelor has, but everyone talks about Mad Men and no one talks about The Bachelor, as one example.
Are you enjoying this season of The Bachelor?
Well, not to pick on and or promote The Bachelor, but I mean, Mad Men is critically acclaimed, right? Everybody loves it.
And Mad Men is one of the greatest shows in TV history.
Right, but that wouldn't survive on a broadcast network.
It wouldn't have lasted half a season.
Right. Yeah. So that's sort of the problem with the networks, is that they need bigger ratings, and so is edgier TV actually going to, equal?
We're getting a new spin-off of CSI. We're getting a new spin-off of Criminal Minds, and so those are the procedural shows that get really big audiences. The NCISs are reliable performers for the broadcast networks.
And so anything creative other than the 17th edition of Criminal Minds and the 17th edition of CSI?
Quite a few things, actually. One is this week, and it's on Fox, and it's called Backstrom.
Yeah.
It's from a series of Swedish detective novels, and it stars Rainn Wilson.
From The Office.
From The Office, Dwight on The Office.
Oh yeah, they've been promoting this pretty heavily.
They promoted it during a lot of sporting events, haven't they?
Yes.
Yeah, they think it's going to be. They think men are going to like it. He's just a terrible, terrible person. This detective. He's sexist. He's racist. He doesn't have good personal hygiene. He's not even a very good detective. But it's a very entertaining and smart show. I enjoyed it surprisingly. I did not think I would.
Yeah.
Not a huge Rainn Wilson fan.
I already miss Stephen Colbert's show. Have you any idea how this new one's going to do?
I miss the Colbert Report too, and I'm going to always miss it because when he takes over for Letterman, it's not going to be anything the same.
Right.
But I love Larry Wilmore. As soon as I heard that Colbert was leaving, I said they need to give Larry Wilmore a show. It starts tonight. It's called The Nightly Show with Larry Wilmore. People who watch The Daily Show know him. He's been on many times over the years as the senior black correspondent.
Yes, yes.
He has a very dry sense of humor that I just really think is hilarious.
Yeah. You don't think Colbert's Letterman show is going to be as great as the Colbert
No,
Report?
I think it's going to be really, really good, but I don't think it's going to be anywhere near the same. I think he's going to move as far away from that Stephen Colbert personality as he possibly can.
Yeah, he's going to be a regular guy. He's going to be Stephen Colbert.
He's going to be his real self, yes.
Right. Yeah. Which, I mean, he's a Star Wars freak, and he's a musician and a singer and songman, and so it'll be interesting to see how all that works out.
He's also really smart and a fantastic interviewer.
Yes. Yes. What I find interesting about this next generation of nightly entertainment shows is that there's a friendly competition between them all, right? They'll all go on each other's shows or make jokes about them and comments about them. That sort of hatred from the Johnny Carson, Letterman, Leno wars seems to have faded.
Well, these new people are also sort of more regular guys. You know, they're not neurotic or egomaniac
Right.
or whatever you might have said about some of their predecessors. And they do like each other.
Yeah.
It is very much friendlier. And I think Jimmy Fallon is doing a wonderful job.
I don't stay up late for Jimmy Fallon. It's kind of hard to.
Well, right.
Yeah.
And I don't watch any of the after The Daily Show and formerly Colbert. I'm usually out.
Right, and I usually watch them the next day. So, all right, Gail, when can we read you? When can we see you?
I'm going to be in every day practically. I still have a lot to tell about my trip to L.A. and a lot of previews to write, and I'll be busy, girl.
All right. Why don't you tell some of those backstories, some of the fights that all the TV critics get into and stuff.
We want to hear
the dirty
stuff.
We love each other.
Yeah, sure you do. All right. Gail, be good, be safe, and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye, guys.
American Eagle Credit Union, ladies and gentlemen.